So I've been hooked to Gary Vee's YouTube videos, Instagram content, podcasts, tweets, etc. for 2 months now.
So I would create as much content as possible.
Throughout these countless hours consuming his content, I came to a very simple realization. Gary Vee is Leo DiCaprio's character in Inception, except in the real world. Well, the virtual world, which to be fair these days is more the real world than the real world. Let me explain what I mean by all of this. Gary Vee constantly preaches doing over strategizing.
So many of you are stuck and can't start. And I broke it down into the what, how, and where, right? WHW, right? Like, what are you gonna talk about? But the way all of you need to do this and how you actually start is by doing. You haven't done anything yet. You know, this whole fake it till you make it brings no value to anybody. You need to make something.
As he preaches doing over thinking, he himself never stops doing.
All of you need to do this, and how you actually start is by doing. I create an obnoxious amount of content. We're living through this incredible era of massive opportunity, yet everybody's talking and reading, and nobody's fucking doing.
The very fact that he puts out daily content and millions of people are constantly engaging with his message, he is proving that it works. When you watch enough of his stuff, he actually repeats his message quite a bit, and that's not criticism.
Self-awareness. I want to deliver on this message so much. I would create a test or a drug that allowed people to become self-aware. One potion inject, not hustle, not smart, self-awareness. It is just so obvious to me who's winning and who's losing, and it's the people that understand themselves first that are winning.
In fact, he has admitted to this quite a few times.
People that have know who I am, know that one of the great things that people bring up about me is that I see, because I read everything, you're repetitive. I'm like, good. Yeah. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Make up shit? I'm like, I'm lucky that I use my repetitive strategy on a changing world.
So why is it okay to repeat? It's because his message is simple. Barely anything of what he says can be considered revolutionary or out of the box, but it's the fact that he's saying it over and over again and leading by example where he really ingrains it in you. And it's not even about his message half the time. It's the constant doing that subconsciously convinces you they are more than just words. He truly does lead by example. It's through this leading by example that it reminds me of the movie Inception, where Leo DiCaprio's character infiltrates the dreams of others in order to gain something from them in the real world. He doesn't just tell you something in your dream and bam, you wake up a different person. No, he designs the entire dream world, fabricates characters true to the person's reality to convince them they are not dreaming.
Create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know it's happening.
Believe it or not, this has been my same experience after months of listening to Gary Vee. I'm only now becoming aware of it. When you watch and or listen to enough of his content, you automatically become convinced that he is the most qualified person to be offering advice because his work ethic is so undeniably ridiculous that you actually don't even care about what particular talents he has. You just know that he does whatever it takes to get his voice out there, and it's obviously working.
I think that the Vayner Nation thinks they're hustling, and straight to your face, I think 99.9% of you are not. Everybody has time. Stop watching fucking Lost. The thought and nature of like people saying, well, America's an entrepreneurial paradise is the same conversation that's happening within America of like, to be great in tech, you need to be in San Francisco. And let me just remind everybody that Facebook was invented in Boston. I'm just worried that people don't have patience. There's so many people giving up. I think the fear of losing trumps the excitement of victory for so many people.
In my opinion, his advice is incredibly useful, and his telling you like it is approach gets him a few points in the "is this guy full of shit" category, meaning it's hard to be full of shit when you are living by your own words. That's without even mentioning that he has a quality that I tend to be very suspect when it comes to people: optimism. But there's nothing blind about his optimism. In the past, he's taken the worst of people's situations and compared them to someone living in a third world country with no political freedoms, economic opportunities, or even the ability to read and write.
Of course that's it. Yes. You're crazy. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're 20, which means you have 80 years to live. 80, right? Number two, you're in America. Like, your future, you're listening to the wrong voices. You're looking at what's in front of you right now. College doesn't mean shit. College doesn't mean shit. So I don't give a fuck that you dropped out of college. I think it's good that you dropped out of college. You need to, if you think your life is shit, your life is shit. Keep listening to more of my content. You need fucking positivity coming through your ears. When fucking all that negativity's come in your head, put your fucking headphones in and listen to positivity and go get a job and start saving money.
There's nothing blindly optimistic about that, and can most likely be attributed to his immigrant background and being aware of all the odds stacked up against his parents and grandparents before coming to the US. For someone who complains about the constant complaints of others, he remains pretty positive about how one can always do and be better.
My biggest goal is I have no fans. That my fans learn from me and get inspired from me and then don't consume me. I don't care how big my subscription numbers are or how many people follow me. I don't want you here. I never want to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I don't want you here. I don't need it. I don't need that. I need to make an impact. I want the legacy of you coming up to me. Last night at my meetup, the 400 people, 300 people showed up. 40 of them whispered in my ear, "You changed my life." That's what I get off on. Not them still buying my books or buying my courses or being a VaynerMedia client. I want legacy. I've made enough money. I'm good. I'm great. If I don't make a single dollar again, great. I don't need to buy the jets. I need to try to buy the jets. That's a distinction. I want legacy. I want you to show up to my funeral because you watched a Facebook live stream when I was in San Diego and I ranted and I finally kicked your ass into gear and you realized no more reading, no more consuming, time to do. Try to put your fears in action. Great, you go over 70. I love when people don't hire us. You're moving, you're constantly moving. Like, that's how you have to do it. You just can't just think and ponder and read Medium and wonder and watch one more book and order 10 more Udemy courses and go to 4 more fucking conferences. Enough listening, start doing shit. Don't be scared. Like, it's action, it's going, it's doing.